A Saudi writer and political commentator. He joins me now from Riyadh. Good to have you with us. So first of all, perhaps you can give us a flavour of the reaction to news of Ali Abdullah Saleh's death there in Riyadh.
Thank you for having me, Shelley. It was actually a big news actually in the Arab world. Let's actually give it like a little bit of context. Ali Abdullah Saleh was the president for Yemen for more than 30 years, and he actually stepped down in 2011 when there was an uprising, and they actually all agreed upon having like a unified kind of government that would exclude Ali Abdullah Saleh. But then he came back in 2014 by using rebels like the Iranian-backed militias, the Houthis, who he himself fought against them 6 times. So this time is the 7th right now when he actually switched side and went to the side of the legitimate government of Yemen, which is governed by President Hadi. So this can explain how the Houthi militias, the Iranian-backed militia, cannot be trusted even by its allies and by its partners, because Ali Abdullah Saleh was their main partner, and he was the one who facilitated for them to go and infiltrate Yemen. So this something I think it can be seen as sometimes like in a negative way, or I mean like the assassination, etc. And it can be seen as a positive thing that right now the members of his party, which is called Hizb al-Mu'tamar, which is the conference party, which has been managed somehow by the former president Ali Abdullah Saleh, this party, all the leaders of this party will side by the legitimate government of Yemen, which is presented by Hadi, and also will side by the Arab coalition that is led by Saudi Arabia. So I can see that.
Salman,
sure.
was he persuaded to swap sides this time by the United Arab Emirates? And do you think his shifting alliance could have meant a quicker end to the war in Yemen?
It can be seen this way, but at the same time, we have noticed that the former president, Ali Abdullah Saleh, used to use this tactic all the time. He's been fighting Houthis 6 times, and the last time in 2011 he allied with them. So, or in 2014 he allied with them. So this person cannot be really trusted, but definitely we should actually know for a fact that the Iranian-backed militia cannot be trusted, is a militia that wants to take power by its hands, and it does not want to share political power with anybody, even by the one and the only one who facilitated for them to infiltrate Yemen. So I think right now, since Saudi Arabia and its allies and the legitimate government of Yemen have liberated more than 85% of Yemen, I think Sana'a and Sa'da, these 2 cities are the almost only remaining cities that have not been liberated, and I think it's on the way, specifically for the reason that there are a lot of supporters of Saleh, and they will turn against the Houthis. So.
Yeah, and I wanted to ask about President Hadi. He is the internationally recognized president, but he's currently in Saudi Arabia, and there are reports that it's too dangerous for him to come back to Yemen. What are your thoughts on that?
Actually, President Hadi keeps going back and forth between Riyadh and also to Aden, because as you know, the capital of the legitimate government of Yemen has been shifted from Sana'a to Aden after Sana'a has been occupied by this militant and despicable group of the Iranian-backed militia. So I think President Hadi is doing a great job. Yes, there are some people, some critics would say that he needs to be all the time on the ground, but definitely it's important to make sure that his safety is there and in place. And I think he's managing his affairs with all the other political parties to get Yemen out of this conflict, because this conflict is a huge conflict. And thanks God that the Saudi-led coalition has intervened on time, because without doing so, we will be seeing Al-Qaeda in Al-Mukalla to be infiltrating Yemen more and more. And we all know that Al-Qaeda has been kicked out of Al-Mukalla. We all know that the Bab al-Mandab, which is the Strait of Mandab, which has more than 10% of the world trade goes through it, has been liberated from the Iranian-backed militia. So Saudi Arabia and its allies are working not only for the interests of the region, but for the whole world. So it's very important and very crucial to apply to apply the 2216 United Nations Security Council resolution, because it says it clearly that such militias like the Iranian-backed militia should not be taking power by force and should be excluded for now until we get a functioning government.
Thank you very much indeed for that. Salman Al-Ansari in Riyadh there.